Mount is like one of the funnest positions in jiu-jitsu, but mount is only fun if you actually understand what you're doing. So in this video, guys, I'm gonna give you the only system that you need to be able to maintain the mount position, to be able to find submissions, and actually finish from mount. Mount is one of the most dominant positions there are in jiu-jitsu, but just because the position is dominant doesn't guarantee that we're gonna be dominant ourselves. When it comes to controlling mount, it's an actual art form. The priority is controlling mount, then looking for submission. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to lose our temper in the position. We don't want to get frustrated and keep trying to run through a wall. So sometimes we actually need to work with lower level partners, maybe some lower ranks to help us give us better opportunity to work our technique. When it fails, what we don't want to do is start spamming submissions and hoping that we get lucky. What we really need to do is take a step back and ask for help. So when it comes to actually understanding and having a really good mount system and understanding what you're going to be doing next, the biggest priority to understand is that we're trying to keep the mount position. As in, when we get to mount, we want the fight to end in mount. The only time that I take the back is if I need extra points. I'm basically in a situation that I need to get more points and I'm having a hard time submitting him. This is a really good time, guys, to make sure you're taking notes, going through stuff, so you guys don't forget this information. Obviously, you have this video to always refer back to, but one of the things that we really want to pay attention to in mount is that my partner's hands cannot get to my hips. Because really, the only mount escape you're going to find that's going to work at a high level is like elbow-based escapes with kipping. So there's a couple things that we're going to look at here. Number one, if Ethan is really smart, and he is, he's going to be very careful to ever lift his hips too high off the ground. Because one of the craziest details that I was actually shown by Kyle Terra, and he told me he actually picked this up from Hodger Gracie, is that if they lift their hips up, I'm actually going to bring one of my legs under his lower back. So it's going to be like kind of almost, I could body triangle his body from here, but I'm not actually going to body triangle. My shin's just going to rest on my actual foot here. So then once I'm in this position like this, there's no trap and roll, there's no elbow escape from here. So if he tries to elbow escape, trying to get out of here, he's gonna have a very tough time. All I have to do is keep tension with my knees, and he's literally not gonna go anywhere. You could build up a cross face, flatten him back out in this position. So one of the first things that we always show our athletes that really takes their mount game to the next level is that my feet are always gonna be relatively connected to my partner here. And what I'm looking for is the feeling of him lifting his hips up, and then I'm gonna snake my leg actually under him here. Once this happens, my confidence in keeping mount just goes like through the roof. So you're basically going in a situation, maybe you're sword fighting somebody and they hand you a gun. Like, unless they're Anakin Skywalker, you know you're gonna win, right? So the first thing that we're gonna look at is if they lift their hips up, my foot goes under. The other thing we're gonna think about is finding a way that we can get under these actual elbows here. So this is a very easy concept as well when it comes to controlling the position and actually getting to a position of offense. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna understand I want to get under these elbows here. So I'm gonna take my hands and I'm going to drop my weight onto his shoulder here like this. Now, as soon as I do this, my feet stay connected with Ethan here. So I'm pushing his shoulders down here like this, and then I'm just gonna baby walk my knees up here. This is gonna give me an opportunity to actually get under my partner's elbows to get potential offense going here. So anytime that we're attacking mount, I always talk to my athletes about isolating one arm at a time. So once we get one, we get the other. And when it comes to mount escapes, to make his job as difficult as possible, we have to understand that he wants to escape with both of his elbows here. So if he has one gone, it's gonna be very difficult for him to be able to escape. If he's got both gone, unless he can teleport, he's literally not going anywhere. My partner in a cross face. So again, I'm managing keeping my feet connected to my partner, and I'm paying attention to Ethan lifting his hips up too high. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna snake my hand under his head, and I'm gonna get my elbow joint connected to his neck here. And I like to grab the armpit. Sometimes I'll frame my hand on the ground, but really the sweet spot is grabbing the armpit here. As I do this, I'm not gonna put like crazy tension like I'm trying to smash his head. I just wanna keep him looking this way here. Now, if his elbow is in a way that I can get my forearm under, this is very easy. I'm just gonna spider walk my hand up in a nice little half circle here. If he starts really pulling his elbow down, I'm gonna connect my forearm and my hand to the mat. If I just have my hand, I've got a good amount of friction going into play, but look how he can extend his arm. If though my elbow goes to the ground, What I could do here is I could pinch my elbow and I can keep his arm in play because I have my hand and my forearm working for me with getting good friction here. Now as I do this, I can frame my hand on the ground, start to lift up, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive my elbow back to the mat, but try to bring my shoulder in front of his actual elbow here. Once I get this, we spider walk it back up, and I'm just gonna hold my actual tricep. So I'm gonna snake it up and hold my actual tricep here. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to really get this elbow on my shoulder. If I feel Ethan try to like really pull this elbow down, I'm just gonna keep it in play. I'm not gonna try to overdrive it up. I want him to actually burn his arms out and make himself tired. Then once I have this arm up here, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna get my elbow joint connected to his elbow, start spider walking this up, and I use the exact same concepts of the other side. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If I actually want to armbar Ethan and I'm gonna attack his left arm, I want my left arm to be the one that's towards the base of his neck. So look how I lift his head up, snake my arm under, and then my left hand grabs his actual armpit here. My right hand is gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna grab my actual tricep here. These are really small details that are super important if you want to be able to armbar and control somebody from the mount position that's actually really good at jiu-jitsu. Now this next part is really simple, but it's also really easy to mess up. I'm going to take my left knee and bring it up towards my left elbow. So as I do this, I want to still keep my weight on Ethan. I don't want to bring my left elbow up and give all this space. I don't want disconnection of my hamstring to Ethan's body. If I do this, this squirrel guy is going to get out of this position and it's going to be a really bad day for me. So as I'm here, my knee goes up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot on my knee. So what's going to happen is my leg that's along his body is going to go 90 degrees from him here. As I lift him up, I'm going to rest his head on my actual quad. This is a really important detail, guys. Your leg goes 90 degrees from your partner. This would be a really good opportunity to take some really good notes. Make sure your leg is 90 degrees, not 45. If you get their head 45 degrees and your leg's not in a good spot, when I take this leg over here to try to get the S mount, look how he's got this space to sneak his head out. And this elbow is gonna sneak out through your groin, and it's not going to feel good at all. But remember, the biggest thing that we focus on is displaying the highest level of jiu-jitsu possible. So we don't care if our technique works, we only care about who it works against. So you guys could probably go 45 degrees, have some good success against your cousin at the family reunion, but the biggest person we want to be able to armbar is the best in the world. So if they have the best escapes and they know how to get out, we want to make sure there's no option to be able to get out. So when it comes to lifting our partner up, remember we already have the arms above the head, we're controlling the armpit, my other hand's controlling my tricep here. My knee goes up by my elbow. My left foot right here, guys, is gonna go 90 degrees. So I put most of my weight on my left knee, but I still wanna feel contact with Ethan's body with my right leg. So as I lift him up here, look how my leg is 90 degrees and his head is gonna go right on my thigh. I keep control of his armpit, but now my right foot straightens out and I straighten it and I curl it towards my knee. And I'm actually gonna lean my weight towards Ethan's far leg over here. So when I'm doing this, I still keep control of the armpit, I curl it in, and I lean my weight on Ethan here. Now I've got my hand on the mat right now, which we will do soon, but I'm just trying to make sure while I'm teaching this, we're not like caving in Ethan's ribs right now. So when it comes to attacking his arm, if he has the far arm on top, because of how much control in this S mount that I have, I'm just gonna get control of his wrist and his elbow here. I'm gonna move it back, and I'm basically gonna leg drag his arm, pulling it here like this. Now, this is when it gets really easy, but also very easy to mess up. I'm gonna go wrist to wrist. When I go wrist to wrist, I am now gonna punch my arm through to where my elbow joint catches his actual wrist here. So then as I do this, I lean towards his far leg, my hand posts to the mat, and I'm going to bring my hips forward. As I bring my hips forward, my shin goes across his head, and I'm gonna pinch my knees together here. Now, where a lot of people will mess this up is that they're gonna fall back for the armbar. It could not be a bad idea. The only problem is that if Ethan's really good at the hitchhiker, I'm gonna give him momentum and an opportunity to escape. If though, I stay tight here, I'm pinching my knees, and I bring my hips in, specifically my top hip, down onto the elbow. Then I'm gonna have gravity assisting me. There is no hitchhiker and there is no escape from this position. Hey, Abby, let me see your notes real quick. This is what you got from...
It's you and Ethan doing the move and then Doyle. I don't know what he was doing.
If you're looking to take your jiu-jitsu to the next level and you need a step coach, someone that can come along beside you to help you get better at jiu-jitsu, help you learn how to take better notes, check out the links down below. You guys will see my lapel guard instructional and a way that you guys can join the lapel guard syndicate.